On, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Dinger Dudes. Now, as you can see, we are greeted by our usual guests, Chase Jefferson, the old great Stephen Lambert, and then Jackson. But anyways, then we got a brand new member today, special guest from WSN World Sports Network, the man himself, John Howley. John, how you doing today, man?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm honestly, absolutely blessed with this opportunity to be on here. But I want to say before we get things rolling, I got a little something for you, Jackson. Got a little something
Oh,
for you, all right, buddy? So if
by
you want
all
to take
means.
attention to my screen, uh
He's
hold
recording
on
live
a
from the
second.
White House, by the way,
You
if
have
you
to
guys can
you
tell.
have to you have to give me a second, all right? You got to give me a second. I forgot to update my password.
That's completely fine, John. While you're doing that, you mind if I step in and kind of set the mood real quick for you, John?
Please go ahead.
Okay, guys, I need all of y'all to come in. Okay, I need y'all to come in, just very very
I'm
close.
leaning in. You
Okay,
have all my attention.
just come in for a minute
What is going
because
on?
you know what they say in the old Wild West, boys. They
I
say
can I can name a couple things.
save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Oh boy.
Oh,
And I
Oh no.
see
Hey,
three cowboys that I could use. And I don't mean on this screen. I mean, they're already headed to Texas, boys. I hear there's a big bear down there somewhere named Marcel Zuna. I hear there's a old guy, but you can't you can't teach an old dog new tricks. But Chris Sale don't need new tricks because he's got it all. And then the Braves, they're all about diversity. We got Ronaldo Lopez down there making his trip to Texas. But you know
hey,
what, guys? But sorry. Let me bring it back a little bit. I got a little out of control there. Let me just kind of come back to reality. Because you know what I love and hate about this world, guys?
What?
I hate that you can do almost anything. White guys can wear bonnets and nobody say a single thing about it. Like this is just completely normal now. And you know what they can also do? That's completely normal. Cheat Jesse Chavez after the All-Star
Oh.
game.
for
This is
reach, brother. For reach.
his career. Through almost 40 innings, the man has pulled up 33 strikeouts and has an
ah,
ERA under
Hey,
170. If
hey.
that's not all-star numbers, then somebody look me in the eyes and tell me what is.
I applaud the Braves clubhouse for creating T-shirts to try to get Jesse Chavez
I
to
did see
Texas.
those.
They even put a T-shirt on Snit Bear, man. Big Bear's Little Bear.
All right. I think I can show Jackson his
All right, John. I bought you
hey,
some time
his
there.
his beautiful view. Can you see this? Can you see this?
St. Louis
No.
Cardinals. The
And his
St.
other teams.
He created a
Eh,
slideshow.
well, yeah, of course, just for you, dude. I mean,
You
come
take
on,
it
dude.
away,
You're
John.
the
You
you're the
take it
one you're
away.
the one who gave me this opportunity. So you know I have to give you a nice little gift. Obviously, your three teams. We're not going to go into the Celtics because who cares? They won, whatever. But the three teams we love to giving you constantly crap for. It's of course your Cardinals, your St. Louis Cardinals,
He
Kentucky
probably didn't
Poopy
even know the
Cats,
manager's name
and
before this.
and the Penn Stats, man. You love your Penn Stat. You just love them, okay? Well, your team, man, it's Dookie. All I can say is like, why would you wake up and say, I'm a Cardinals fan? Listen, Cup, dude. I know they have a more recent World Series than you. Like, you guys are just like you're in shambles. You're in shambles, okay? I mean, wouldn't you guys agree? You guys would agree, right?
Oh, John, you're speaking nothing but facts, man.
Okay, good
Preach,
to know.
preach.
So, of
Come
course,
on, man.
Cardinals in shambles as always. No, you're missing Pookie right about now. I know you are. I know you're missing Pookie. You're crying for Pookie right now.
Look at Steven.
What is happening? No.
They
Uh,
miss
Big
Ozuna
five
from
they
from the
they
Big
miss.
Bear, baby.
Oh, you have his mugshot. Oh,
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about
Dude,
that.
he's
It's
the
fine.
president. He's the one that arrested him.
Okay, but you think I forget about the other teams, man? Oh wait, I'm sorry, I forgot your entire fan base. Honestly, where are you in this photo? I'm surprised. Like you should be.
yeah.
I think you should be like right there, maybe. I don't know. What is this netting on the seats? What? Like was this during like once again
What is
terrible
that?
fan? I think it might
I've
be
never
COVID
seen that.
stuff. Might be COVID, but who cares, right? You're a Cardinals fan. Now, obviously, one thing we do, we can beat the Phillies, dude. We can beat the Phillies. We won the past two games. obviously, but this is obviously, as I said, stated from today. But you guys don't have fun with
Didn't
them.
we just beat you
NLWs.
in this is irrelevant. Didn't we just beat you in a series?
Oh wow, you
What
beat
does
me in
that
a series.
matter?
What does that
Hold on,
matter?
hold
We
on.
beat the
You in a
Phillies in a
series.
series. No, 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 hold on. I'm
The
not done my fight,
Orioles,
so hold
we
on.
swept the Orioles, something y'all couldn't do.
So because we won the
And we're
series
only
against the
like 2
Phillies,
games behind you.
Hey,
does
let
that
John
make us
finish.
better
Let
than
John
the Phillies?
finish.
Hold
Does
Let
on,
that
John
make
hold
us
on.
finish.
better than the Phillies because
I'm
we
not.
beat them in a series?
Let John cook. Let John cook.
All right, all right.
Let John finish
I'm
it.
pretty sure we're done with bantering on the old St. Louis Cardinals and capitalize that L in every single bit of that team. Yeah, now here we go. Here we go. We're talking Kentucky now. The SEC championships. I think none. The worst QB to come out of there, the best, and may he rest in peace. I will say, Hefty Lefty, may he rest in peace. In all seriousness, of course. But you see, beautiful Kirby Smart winning SEC championship and Stetson Bennett holding a natty. But it's not over. It's not over. Okay. You think I forgot about Penn State? The Penn Stats? Guess what? Guess what they can't do? They can't beat Michigan, but Stetson Bennett can. I know. Have you ever heard of an undefeated season in a natty? Who cares? Guess what? Our stadium's cool. Yours maybe is cool, but nah. And there's one last thing, Jackson. One last thing that you always know
What's
about. Cancun. Cancun for everyone in the team. I even left the website for Expedia. Come on, I want them to have like a good trip. See the nice beaches and all the all the hotels. They can easily afford a good trip for everyone to get on down there. I mean, don't y'all agree?
Yeah.
I think you made Jackson leave the show.
I made him distraught. I'm about to take his place. And of course, remember this thing. Thanks for showing up on presentation. Dogs champions, World Series champions back in 21. But here's the real thing: like and subscribe for these guys. Seriously.
Yeah.
But still,
You
I
gotta
hate all
love
the
that
I hate all these
Instagram
teams.
story about Jackson saying that me, Chase, and Andrew don't know nothing about championships since we had 2 teams win a championship in the same year.
Yeah, we don't know
Dear
anything.
God. I mean, we really don't know anything about our sports teams winning championships. I mean, it's crazy. It's not like
No.
Bulldogs went back to back.
Hey, Jackson sent me a text 2 days ago saying, "Hey, the Cardinals are 1.5 games behind the Braves." And ever since he said that, they've dropped 2 more games behind the Braves. Jackson, learn to shut your mouth before it's actually time to talk. That's all I gotta say.
And I do
John,
want to
that was a
ask.
fantastic presentation. You should
I appreciate that. I do appreciate that.
But this is a baseball podcast.
Well, man, I have to have my fun.
What was that?
Yeah,
What was what?
So, that's irrelevant.
No, man, I have to make fun of your Cardinals. Come on, dude.
Okay,
But I keep telling you,
know what?
they're gonna sit in Cancun. Like I said, they have nice
You know what? Where's
beaches,
Jason
hotels.
Bring him on.
No, let's
Oh,
talk
come
about
on.
something we
Hey,
can
John's
all agree on.
cooking.
Let's talk
that
about
was-
something we can all agree on.
So
We haven't really heard much from Chase and Steven. Do any of y'all want to get started on the MLB All-Star rosters that were just completely announced today? This is like fresh off the market.
God. Thank you, God, that Chris Sale and Reynaldo Lopez were able to make the All-Star game.
Oh yeah.
I didn't have high hopes that Raisel Iglesias was going to. I feel like there was a couple of better options in the closing position when it comes to the National League. Jesse Chavez was just a hope to me. I mean, it's probably going to be his last season in the MLB. I was hoping that this was going to be like his farewell. Let's get him his last season, But it didn't happen. It sucks. He's having a great season. He's been one of the most reliable arms out of our bullpen for the last, 3-4 years.
Sure.
It sucks, but at the same time, we still got to do. Chris Sale is in the middle of an amazing comeback season that anybody that wasn't a Braves fan was saying, "Oh my God, y'all got Chris Sale. I'm so sorry." I mean, that man is so far past his prime. But Braves fans knew that he had a full healthy season last year, and this season he's only continued to be that guy that, in my opinion, we're seeing Chris Sale back from 2014. We're seeing White Sox Chris Sale right now.
Yeah.
That's how good he's been. So if he keeps that going throughout the rest of the season, hey boys, I know we're talking about the All-Star, and I'm not trying to jump off too much, but y'all know we got Ian Anderson doing some rehab starts AAA.
Dude, I can't
Now,
wait.
if y'all
remember,
We need him.
If y'all remember what I said in Sports Out of Pocket about one of these guys that's going to be the big additions for the Braves in the second half of the season, what was the name I said?
Ian Anderson.
Yep.
I'm telling you, maybe it won't. Maybe he comes back and he's not the same guy, but I'm telling you right now, if he comes back and he's any type of the pitcher that we see in October, we got ourselves a decent little rotation in the second half of the season.
I 100% agree. And Andrew, I know we're talking about the All-Stars, congratulating all these great MLB players that made this All-Star roster that's going to Texas. But every time an All-Star roster is announced, one of the most popular subjects to talk about is who was snubbed. Who were
Highway
the All-Star
robberies.
snubs? Now, listen, but before we even begin into this, I say this about almost every sport when it comes to their all-star selection. Now, you have to understand, we like to hate on who snub, we like to hate on the committee, but you got to understand, picking an all-star roster has to be so difficult, especially in baseball, because there are so many players that deserve to get in, even the ones that are the ones we're about to talk about on the show. And they try to be fair. When it comes to All-Star Weekend, they want to ultimately leave it up to the fans, and they want to let the fans see what they want to see. So they
But
let the
sometimes that's
fans
the
get
problem.
Right, exactly. And they let the fans get involved and pick some of these players. But then at the same time, you don't want these random casuals just picking players just to pick them. So the committee has to step in and they have to go through a process to decide who truly deserves to get in. But with that being said, and what that ultimately leads to is that fans are going to be unhappy about who didn't get in. And
Yeah.
to start off this conversation, I want to talk about somebody who I believe is a massive snub. Now, for granted, the All-Star voting did conclude before his incredible series in LA. Y'all should know
Yeah.
who I'm talking about.
Christian
Christian Walker. Now, Christian Walker,
Yep.
here's what you have to realize. His batting average, yes, it's solid. He's batting a 268. He has an 857 OPS. But heading into this previous weekend, listen to this. He led the National League with 22 home runs, not anymore because Marcell Ozuna has 23, but at the time he did. Leads the National League in RBIs with 62, and leads the National League in runs with 57. And according to statistics, he leads all first basemen on outs above average with 8 and runs prevented with 6. So that is 3 major categories that he leads the National League in, and 2 more categories that he leads the whole MLB in. Now, to be fair, Freddie Freeman and Bryce Harper are the ones who made it above, and because Bryce Harper might not be ready for All-Star Weekend, Christian Walker could very well still be an All-Star. But it's just a fact that he leads the league again. 5
You're
different
forgetting
categories.
about one other first baseman that made it in besides Christian Walker.
Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso's in
Pete
here.
Alonso,
Bro,
exactly. And I
pulled
think
up.
that's
So
even more of a
Here's
disgrace.
the issue with, and somebody actually pointed this out, like, because there was a comparison that's been making its waves on social media right now. I think Jackson's going to try and bring it up.
I
But
do have
basically, I mean, Christian Walker leads every stat category
besides stolen base.
besides stolen bases. But people did point out that the Mets needed a representative. And it's just the argument of who else goes in as a representative for the Mets besides a Pete Alonso.
Francisco
So
Lindor.
Oh, over Pete
Francisco
Alonso?
Lindor. Oh yeah, that's who I was going to talk about.
No,
He should have
you
been
don't-
represented,
Over
not
Pete?
Pete Alonso.
not over Pete. Look, you don't want to make Grimace mad. Grimace did wonders for the Mets.
That is
And-
Grimace. Pete Alonso looks like he's built like Grimace.
Exactly. No, Pete Alonso, listen, I understand the frustration about Christian Walker not being a representative of the All-Star game, but I mean, the first baseman position, especially in the National League, is so loaded that I will have to give the MLB its props and, kind of help him out in saying that this is a tough decision to make regardless of who was put in. And whoever you put in place of Christian Walker, like let's say Christian Walker did get in, then you have these angry fans from New York saying Pete Alonso was a snub or
They're
vice versa.
incomparable. I'm sorry. I think Pete Alonso and Christian Walker are incomparable. Pete Alonso is a home run hitter. For Pete Alonso, it's either it's out of here or he's out. That's it. And he's
Christian
not
Walker's
worth
leading him in home runs.
exactly.
Hey.
And RBIs and runs, and he's defensively a
I
way
can't
better
hear.
first baseman.
We can hear Jackson.
Yeah, we
It's
can
probably
hear.
just you.
You can hear him?
Yeah,
Ooh.
just fine.
Who,
Chase.
me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Chase,
can
you
hear him
sound
Yeah, I
just
can
fine.
hear
perfectly.
Chase.
Oh well, that's probably
It's
on
just
my
you, Jackson. And this is why
Anyway,
Jackson's not
difficulty.
getting selected to the Dinger Dude All-Star game.
Hey, but I want to talk about a fellow National League West player.
Okay.
Ooh.
He happens to be on my fantasy team with a 9-2 pitching record and a 3.03 ERA. He happens to be top 10 in strikeouts as well. Rookie Gavin Stone. Gavin Stone is having a better season right now than Shota Imanaga. And I know in episode 2, we were talking about We were talking about
Don't diss my boy Shota. Don't diss him.
no,
Careful.
Shota's doing great, don't get me wrong, but Shota's 7-2, and he has a higher ERA than Gavin Stone and less
Shota
strikeouts right now.
Shota has
Higher,
had two really bad performances, like really
yeah,
bad
and Gavin
performances.
Stone, who happens to also be a rookie as well, honestly deserves that All-Star nod. Above, in my opinion, Matt Strom. Matt Strom, all these Phillies, we're talking about Phillies fans. We were talking about all these Phillies players. I know we were going off last episode saying, why isn't Ozuna an All-Star? Well, he was an All-Star now, but Kyle Schwarber was placed above Ozuna in fan voting. That's the problem with fan voting. You have biasness. Like, Kyle Schwarber's a
Okay,
great player, don't get me wrong, but is his stats measuring up to Ozuna? No. No.
let's
It's
also
not.
talk about okay, and correct me if I'm wrong. I got to go look at the starting lineup. Who else is representing the Cubs?
I can tell you real
Um,
quick.
I think that's it.
So that's the reason. I mean, that's the thing about the All Star game is that there's a representative for every team that's in the National League. So yeah, that's going to end up happening because obviously Gavin Snow's not going to go
That's
above
it.
Tyler Glass now. So
Yeah.
it's honestly just it's not about
Shota.
what's
I
really
just see
sucks about this.
Shota.
It's not about
Yeah, Shota.
who's having the
That's
better
it.
season or whatever. They have to put in people that are representing the team. I mean, that's just that's the situation of the All Star game. So yeah, obviously guys like Gavin Stone and Christian Walker who deserve to be in the All Star game, unfortunately aren't going to make it because I mean representative. Now again, I go back to this Jesse Chavez situation about how two Phillies relievers were able to make it into the All Star game, but Jesse
Yeah, it's
wasn't able to.
crazy.
So I don't know. It sucks. Two Braves pitchers got in, so I guess the third Braves
Hey,
pitcher makes sense. It's
You
the
couldn't
whole
even
semantics of the All Star game are so weird to me. But I mean, that's just the nature of the situation.
hold up.
Everybody needs a representative, and that's why Imanaga gets in.
You're talking about one player from each team needs a representative, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to talk about the biggest highway robberies. He happens to be on your team, Stephen. Anthony Santander was a
Oh,
flag
yeah.
Oh yeah, he's been playing
outfield.
great.
No, Santander, Mountcastle,
Yeah.
Westburg, all
okay.
these
Ryan's been
Orioles
playing
players
great
just
too.
because
Jackson.
You can't put
Here,
everyone. You can't put
the
everyone.
thing about Santander that makes him very unattractive is he's batting at 238.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ain't
and
pretty.
That's not all. That's
That,
not all star
that's
power
that's
he
not
brings.
pretty.
Riley Green. Wait, hold on. Yeah, they put Riley. I know Riley Green's having a good season, but Santander, I'd rather have over Riley Green.
And there's an argument there too, because Scooball. I mean,
The Scooballs.
Dude, he
You
pitched
saw how he pitched today.
the gym today. He pitched a gym. 31 points
So
of
there's
fantasy
your
for me, first off. But 13, I think he had, 13 strikeouts? He pitched a
He
gym,
did
dude.
career high. It's a
Dude,
career high.
he
Yeah,
shut
13
down.
strikeouts.
What is going on?
He shut
Cincy.
down a Cincinnati lineup that just terrorized the Dodgers and the Yankees in the previous weeks, and he came out there and then it made them look like the Colorado Rockies. I mean, yeah, and there's a lot of things, but
The
I will
Rockies,
say this.
man.
I do want to pull my input on this because, of course, when the All-Star rosters were announced, the very first thing that I did was go back to episode 3 of Dinger Dudes, where we actually got together and collectively formulated what we thought was going to be the starting
All-Star
rosters
ballot.
for both the AL and the NL. So before I get to the NL, I will say for the AL, we did a pretty good job. I mean, for the most part, of course, you got the obvious ones like Judge and Soto, but there is one that caught my eye in particular, and I'm very heated about. And now keep in mind, both of these players that I'm about to mention did make the All-Star roster, but one was a reserve, and I definitely believe it should have been flipped around. And that is the first base position. Josh Naylor should not be a
Oh my
reserve behind
gosh.
Vlad Guerrero Jr. It needs to be the other way around. You compare the numbers side by side. I mean, Josh Naylor is soaring Vlad in home runs. 21 home runs compared to Vlad's 13, which isn't too far off. And Chase, I am going to point to you in a minute because Josh Naylor, along with his 20-plus home runs, has 65 RBIs. That is only, I think, 8 under the MLB lead, which is Marcell Ozuna right now. Vlad Guerrero is stuck at 52. He hasn't even reached 55 yet. But I think the more I look at these rosters, the more I kind of understand what the MLB values most, and that's consistency at the plate. Because you compare the two batting averages, while Josh Naylor's 243 is not overly horrendous, Vlad's batting at 295. That's almost a 300 batting average. And I think that's going to put you in more than anything else, which a part of me wants to understand that. But then if you're going to make the argument that the All-Star game is a popularity contest, and this might be a hot debate, but I don't think Paul Skeens should have been an All-Star this year. But I mean, who's going to take
It's a tough case.
gonna,
It's a tough case.
No, I have my reasonings behind that, but I
can understand, but I disagree with it, but I can understand.
I disagree with that heartily, and I'm a Cardinals.
We can get into that in a minute, but let me finish this point. If you're going to make the case that the All-Star game is a popularity contest, then you're going to want long hit balls over, consistency at the plate. And it's just like, it seems like to me with the MLB All-Star game compared to other leagues, there's so much inconsistency with what they want in and what they want out. And it kind of makes it unpredictable of who is going to make the roster. So, I mean, that's kind of my input on Vlad being, in over Josh Naylor as far as starters go. But
I think there's one snub overlooked, and it's not really talked about much, but Brent Rooker with the Oakland A's. Yeah, I know he. Yeah, right. I mean, right now he has a 277 batting average, 18 home runs, and I mean he's been playing really good. He's been traded around obviously with other teams, but this is where he's kind of having a little breakout with Oakland, and to just kind of shy him away and not have him get into the All-Star game is a big snub to me. I just think he deserves to be in it.
Bro, John, I love that you said that. Brent Rooker, I recently re-picked him up in fantasy. He has like 19 homers on the season, and I vouched for him in our episode 3 All-Star ballot. But we see guys like, I'm glad, shout out to Digger Dude legend, David Fry. Fry mentioned earlier on episode 3, we were all talking about David Fry being in on that All-Star ballot. Congrats to David Fry. David Fry, if you're watching this, man.
Hey, Jackson, so you just said you picked up Brent Rooker on your fantasy team, and he was an all-star snub. There was someone on my fantasy team that I think was a really big all-star snub, and that's Bryce Terang, the second baseman of the Milwaukee Brewers.
No.
Now, if you take a look at his little... No, listen, hear me out. Listen, I have a big argument here. You look at his little stat sheet, he's batting a gorgeous 288, a 757 OPS, and he has 28 stolen bases. Now, if you look at who was placed above him, you look at players like Ryan McMahon for the Rockies, which I understand, and CJ Abrams, which you could argue. But
Luis Arias.
Listen, Luis Arias. Now, here's where I think they really messed up making the All-Star roster. Luis Arias absolutely is All-Star caliber, but Arias has only played 6 games at the second base position, which closes the window for Bryce Terang to get in. Why is Luis Arias considered a second baseman if he's only played at 6 games for the Padres? That completely shut the window for someone like Bryce Terang to make it. Now, you can say Luis Arias is better than Bryce Terang, but if you compare him side by side, looking at the metrics of things, I think offensively and defensively, Bryce Terang has been much more consistent. Especially with, I'm not going to sit here and try to argue who's better, but my point is, I think the MLB messed up by making Luis Arias a second baseman. That's my main argument for why I think Bryce Terang was a snub.
I want to talk about a guy. Can I talk about a guy who shouldn't have made it, in my opinion?
Why are you asking for our opinion if you can speak? Yes, son.
Right.
Yes, son. Right. You can speak.
Right.
Please speak, flip phones. Please speak, flip phone.
Shouldn't have made it. Marcus Semien.
Marcus Semien. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know too much about Semien right now, really.
Texas Rangers second baseman. Yeah. Texas Rangers second baseman. Jordan Westbrook, as I said, we have to have one person per team. And Marcus Semien's that guy for the Texas Rangers. And Jordan Westbrook, again, happens to be, we're going back to this, a Baltimore Oriole. A Baltimore Oriole who happens to be on my fantasy team who's doing amazing this season. This is breakout season. I haven't heard of him since the playoffs of last year. So honestly, in my opinion, if there's any injury reserves, throw in some Baltimore guys. Brent Rooker from the Oakland Athletics. Luis Gil from the New York Yankees. I know he had
he was snubbed big time.
Too bad starts, but Luis Gil as well.
Christian Walker is bound to make it because there's no telling whether Bryce Harper is going to be ready for All-Star week or not.
Hey, if Christian Walker doesn't make the All-Star game, I would love to see. We have
I'll go to
about
the All-Star
6
game. Put
minutes.
me in. Put me in. I'll be in
Dude.
there at first base. I'll do it, man.
We have about 6 minutes before this segment ends. But
One other
I got
thing that I've
something.
seen. Oh
I
yeah,
wanted
yeah. You go ahead.
No, Steven, you go.
No,
I've been
Steven,
talking
what were
a
you
lot.
gonna
You go.
say?
You
Another
take it.
thing that people have been kind of chatting up about, and again, I guess we're going back to this Orioles conversation again. Craig Kimbrell,
Oh,
Oh
did
my
not
gosh,
make
yes.
did not make
Yep,
the
just
All-Star
saw
game.
that. I thought he did for a minute, and then I
He's
was
been
like,
doing- he's been doing
Emmanuel
great in
Clase,
Baltimore.
obviously. Emmanuel Clase, best closer in all of baseball. It's not, in my
100%.
opinion, he's far above anybody else in
Ryan
as far as the
Helsley's up
closer
there,
goes.
dude.
Ryan
He has the
Helsley, yeah,
most-
I agree. Ryan Helsley is up there. He has the most saves, I think,
He has
this
the
year.
most saves, and he has like the fourth lowest ERA out of all closers.
Emmanuel Clase is he's been incredible this year. But that's me kind of being biased because he's on my fantasy team.
well, you know,
Clay
A lot of
Holmes,
fantasy,
firsthand.
a lot of fantasy bias in the episodes is what I've
Yeah.
seen. A lot of fantasy bias.
oh, dude,
I mean, you're
you
beating
don't
me.
even know.
Just
Funny
you're beating
thing
me
is
right
all
now
of
in
us
the other
really
league,
should be,
Steven.
except for Andrew, because I think all of us are kind of going to be out of the playoffs. Barker kicked my butt today.
He's good.
You're kicking my butt right now in the other league, Steven. You're
Yay.
kicking my butt. You're winning by like
I'm
14.
not gonna lie.
But
And I beat you, so you change your name.
But yeah, Kirby Yates, who Braves fans can't believe
Oh, yeah,
turnaround that he was good for us. I'm not going to say Kirby Yates wasn't great for us.
He was
but
good in San
he's
Diego
really
too.
turned around. He's really had a fantastic season. But putting him or Mason Miller for the Oakland Athletics above Craig Kimbrell is something.
Mason Miller's been fantastic.
Yeah, I was going to say,
great.
I'm not sure if that's a disgrace or not. I kind of, a part of me kind of agrees with it, honestly.
So who would you take
it's
out
more
to
popularity.
put Craig Kimbrell in there?
I
guess that's just my argument here. Like, do you like Clay Holmes? You can't take out Clay Holmes. I mean, he's had a couple of hiccups this
I would
season.
take out Clay Holmes.
I don't know. I don't know if you can.
That's tough. That's a tough decision to talk about.
Hey, before you switch segments real quick, I do want to point this out because I feel like I kind of owe it to you guys to point out because y'all all screwed me in episode 3. And you know what? Now, let me grab my cowboy hat for this because we're going back to Texas, baby. If you recall, in episode 3, when we got to the American League shortstop conversation,
I agreed with you, by the way.
Oh yeah, because you like to ride my saddle a little too much, Jackson. But
I said Gunnar Henderson first before you did.
No, I know you didn't.
You sided with us, and then
Jackson, you remember that's where the D Rider comment came in.
No, you're the bad guy too, Jackson. You're the bad guy too, Jackson.
That was the Adley and Salvador Perez conversation. I was 100% on Gunnar Henderson. We just took it to Alexa to decide that.
You truly had Gunnar Henderson over Bobby Witt Jr.
Let me say this real quick because I was the only one that stood up and said that Gunnar Henderson, and I did clarify, Bobby Witt Jr. as far as talent goes.
I did too. What are you chatting about? Go back.
Hold on.
But Gunnar Henderson this year is miles ahead of Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby Witt Jr. is still in his development stage. Gunnar Henderson is already at star level. 27 home runs before the All-Star break, while Bobby Witt just hit his 15th home run today. Not even accounting that Gunnar Henderson has 60 RBIs, which, at the rate of everybody else is really, really high. But almost a 300 batting average on top of all of that shows me that Bobby Witt Jr. still has a lot. I'm sorry, I got that backwards. Bobby Witt Jr. has a batting average over 300. So that kind of spoils that point. But either way, if you're almost hitting 30 home runs before All-Star break, and you mean to tell me that he doesn't deserve the starting spot over Bobby Witt Jr., it's diabolical. That's what the All-Star game showcases.
That doesn't make sense. Look, you're comparing a home run hitter versus a contact hitter. Bobby Witt Jr. is not a home run hitter. You just said it yourself. He has over 300 batting average because that's what Bobby Witt Jr. is famous for.
But Gunnar Henderson still has a 295. Gunnar, if you want to argue batting average, Gunnar Henderson still has a 295.
RBIs, he has
60.
61.
So, that's what I'm saying. Gunnar Henderson and Bobby Witt at the same time, they're both having the same amount of production when it comes to scoring runs because they both have 61 RBIs.
sure
All
do.
I'm saying is that okay, this is where I disagree with your argument. You're saying that he's miles ahead of Bobby Witt
Maybe
Jr.
miles
He's not
ahead.
That is
miles.
crazy.
That was,
to
yeah,
say.
I
that
think
wasn't the right
Gunnar
word.
Henderson is definitely ever since our conversation, Gunnar Henderson has definitely performed better. He's performed better than Bobby Witt Jr. in just about almost every stage of the game. So that's where I tip my hat to you saying that Gunnar Henderson was the player that should have probably been selected to the All-Star game. But also, I can't discount what Bobby Witt has also done for this Royals team,
He's
who
been good.
this is why I feel like I wanted to give Bobby Witt the benefit and give him that nod is because, dude, the Royals sucked last year. They were one of the worst teams in baseball.
They had the worst record in baseball.
They had the worst record. They only had 51 wins.
Yeah,
That was
did the
bad. That
A's
was
did the
awful.
A's end up having a better record than the Royals?
I think so. I think even
My
the
God,
Rockies
okay,
might have a
like
better
2
record.
games.
Yeah, so then the turnaround this year has to account because Bobby Witt's been playing the way that he has.
That's
Also, Salvador Perez and everybody else, and Seth
Yeah.
Lugo being them. Yeah. So that's what I have to say about that.
Welcome back to the second segment of this episode 7. You know, we talked about all-stars, right? We even threw in a couple pitchers. Bless you, Steven. We
Thank
even threw in a couple pitchers, man. But let's talk about the pitchers specifically, but not from this all-star ballot. From the entire generation upon generation of America's
baby.
pastime. Each and every single one of us have already decided a draft order. I got the first overall pick. Thank you, Jackson, for your terrible but great idea to spin a wheel.
But we're going to the first pick, and then Jackson wanted to spin a wheel.
It's a snake draft, so
Yeah.
Chase, you get 2 picks in a row. Or no, John gets 2
No,
picks in a
Dingus,
row.
I do.
Jackson, let the adults talk. We are going to do just like we did with the all-time decades draft. We're going to go in order from first to last in a snake draft scenario. We're going to draft our starting rotation, 5 starting pitchers each from any decade, from any time. It can be from your great-great-great-granddad's time. It can be from Jackson's youthful time, or it can be from Steven's time. It doesn't matter.
Dude, it can even
Everyone
be
is
Coach
up for
Al.
grabs.
He can be Coach Al from the Yankees, even.
Back in my day, we guys used to be able to put butter tack on their hands.
They put cigarettes in that batch.
Listen,
Sticky fingers was praised upon back in your day, Steven. You're
you
a
can
lucky
sit
guy.
there and rub snot all over the ball if you wanted to. It was normal.
All right, Andrew, who's your first pick?
Okay, well,
come
I'm
on,
just going
boo,
to
you
go
would kill
jump
the
right
vibe.
into it. Because, I mean, hey, listen, I'm just going to go and start off hot, start off right. Because when you're talking about any pitcher from any decade, that's a really tough thing to do. But then when you go over to the accolades, I'm just going to name the accolades, and y'all tell me if y'all know who I'm talking about. He was an 8-time All-Star, speaking of the All-Star game, a 3-time Cy Young Award, 5-time ERA title, and a 3-time strikeout title.
Don't tell him. Don't. Just say
it's going to be, is it Pedro Martinez?
It's Pedro Martinez, baby.
Tough.
Get him over to my one spot. I mean, hey, look, at the peak of his career, he was the most overpowering pitcher that the game has ever seen during his 7-year stretch from 1979 to 2003.
Let the man.
Hey, let them talk.
Enjoy
Jackson,
hurry?
I'm talking about your fake ancestor, okay? Show some respect.
All right,
buddy.
so we talked about some of the pitchers. We're talking about an all-time, and in my opinion, I'm gonna try and stay away from like these, like the way early, like 1900s, and because back then, I mean, we're talking about a different era of baseball here. When it's before, I mean, okay, the baseball's changed over the years to where we've seen talent. I mean, listen, the Babe Ruth swing won't cut it anymore.
That's fair.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, this right here is not gonna. It ain't gonna cut it anymore. So we're talking about pitchers that just have transcended and have been able to perform in a high talent situation. So I've got to go a high powered Arizona Diamondback guy killed a bird with his fastball, Mr. Randy Johnson.
Let's go.
My pitcher.
That's a
I'm
good
picking
pick,
Randy
dude.
Johnson, man.
Hey, Randy
He's
Johnson.
incredible. What else is there to say about the man? He had a high fastball. I mean, nobody could barely hit him. He, like you said, he was an all-star. Like I have some stats here. 3.29 ERA, 10.61 K9, 110 WAR in his entire career, which is just nuts.
Crazy.
the man's a beast. So yeah.
And don't forget about his, famous perfect game. And I tip your cat to you, Steven, because he was my starting pitcher in the 2000s decade draft. So
Yeah.
I like to
nice.
hear his name up there. All right, go
It
ahead,
goes to
Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson, you and your 3rd overall pick.
With the 3rd overall pick
Oh,
Okay.
God.
in
All
the
right,
starting
please.
pitcher draft,
Please stop.
Team
Ugh.
Jackson selects, in my opinion, top 3 pitcher all time. Give me Nolan Ryan.
That's
okay.
not
Yeah,
that's great.
That's just it's great. It's a great.
it's
Yeah.
like we kind of expected it, so it's not like I'm
Yeah,
blown
give me
away
Nolan
by
Ryan.
it. But
I mean,
all
gee,
right,
thanks for taking one out of my list.
Chase, don't you
Hey.
take him? Don't you take him?
I'm at 4th. I'm hopping in my time machine a little bit. Everybody knows the
Don't you take
nickname, the Big Unit. He has 5 Cy Young titles to his name, and he's
Wow.
second in the MLB on strikeouts in an MLB career, and that's 4,875. Give me the Big Unit, Randy Johnson.
Dude,
Heck yeah.
He was already drafted.
he was just picked by Steven.
Oh,
He was just picked by Steven. What are you doing?
Chase,
was like-
no. Dude, Chase and I had our brain farts like, yeah, totally, okay.
I'm sorry. Listen, Steven, listen. To be honest, I was so ready to say Randy Johnson. I was kind of just like waiting it for to be my turn so I could say Randy Johnson. Steven, I'm sorry, I completely just slipped my mind.
I'm not stupid enough to let Randy Johnson fall to 4th.
I'm sorry. Hey, you know what? That's okay.
Who'd you think Steven drafted? Who would he have taken over Randy Johnson?
He probably thought Steven drafted Ty Cobb.
Nah, Jackson Paul's thrown behind WSN.
You know what? Fine. You know what? I'll go with somebody that has an MLB record on its own, and that is the most shutouts in MLB history with 110. Give me Walter Johnson, not Randy Johnson.
All about the Johnsons today. Long John Johnsons, huh?
I feel like you're leaving a lot on the board there, Chase.
Oh, I agree.
A lot on the board.
Don't take him, Steven.
Oh, hey, look, my pick's coming right back up, and I already know exactly who I'm going next.
Oh, well, you guys,
look, you can even say that Walter Johnson is arguably, at least at his time or in recent eras in his time, was the most dominant right-handed pitcher. Might be the most dominant right-handed pitcher in MLB history.
All right, John.
All right.
Let's see how Walter Johnson.
We're gonna get in your same. Oh my gosh, Walter Johnson, man.
Oh, Walter. Okay.
Hey, why did I say it's a bad pick? Give me somebody else who has 110 career shutouts. I don't care what era it was.
That's pretty impressive.
Tell me somebody else who has a blazing fastball and amazing control like he did. Don't act like that was a bad pick.
All right, John.
All right, so we're going to get back in that same time machine and go back even further. A man who set history. A man who set history. Had pitches named Honeydew. I'm telling you, man, Satchel Paige, 101 fastball. Played till he was 59. I'm telling you, a history writer. Give me Satchel Paige all
St.
day.
Louis legend.
One for mine.
Good pick, John. That was actually
the only reason Jackson's thinking that's a great pick is he's a Cardinal. But John, I'm telling you that's a great pick because of the history.
John, I'm sorry. I was just who'd you pick so I can get him off the board?
Satchel Paige.
Satchel Paige. All right. Good.
Yeah, I absolutely history writer.
Again,
I mean,
there is another Cardinals pitcher that I really like. That I feel like I don't know. We can compare. It's apples and oranges, to be honest with you.
Oh,
that's a
for
great
sure.
I know who you're thinking of, Mr. Stephen Lambert, but John,
you know exactly who I'm thinking of, and
the back-to-back pick. Ooh, this is a tough one.
I would be shocked if you pick him.
I already know who I'm going.
No. Well, first off, can I give like a quick honorable mention to Tyler Rogers just because I saw him pitch as a submarine pitcher the first time ever, and it's the first time I've ever seen one. Seriously, he is awesome. I just had to mention him. But with the second pick, the man I've met at my job, I've talked about EQs with.
Oh no!
Tom Glavine, Mr. Tom Glavine, baby.
I was gonna take him for I was hoping he'd fall to the third pick.
Come on, man, it's too easy.
Hey, John,
when you said you saw him in person, I knew exactly where that was going.
That is a perfect segue. You go Braves legend. I go Braves legend.
Give it.
Cy Young winner from 92 to 95, 355 wins. Greg Maddux, baby. Perfect segue.
W.
I think I stole Steven's pick based on his reaction.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. That's who I wanted.
Hey, we got a wheel deal here, baby. We got a
You
wheel
know
deal.
what? You know what would be crazy?
Yeah, we
I
do.
have this next pick. It'd be crazy if I went John Smoltz. I'm not going to, but
It would actually be pretty
I'm
crazy.
gonna
We can do
go
that.
with I'm gonna go. There's between two different guys. The Cardinals pitcher that Steven was mentioning, and a Dodgers pitcher.
Oh shoot!
Kenny
Don't you even think? I
Koufax.
think I know who you're going with the Dodgers.
I know who you're going. Wait, no, actually, I don't. I know who you're going.
I think I know. I think I know.
Or
There's a lot of
or
Dodger pitchers you could be thinking of.
Clayton Kershaw.
For sure. That's all I'm
One of
thinking.
those two.
Um,
Come on, say, it, buddy.
I mean, buddy, Christmas is tomorrow, dude.
I really want to go my Cardinals pitcher, but
Go with your pick, man.
give me Sandy Koufax.
All
Dude,
right.
all that suspense just
Okay.
to say, dude, come on, bro. Y'all,
Dude,
Here's the thing about what who Jackson's talking about. He was very he was an incredible pitcher all throughout the 60s and the 70s. He had a total of 251 wins, a career 291 ERA. He played 528 games. He had 6 saves, a career 89 WAR. Man, Chase, I can't stand you. You took away Greg Maddux from me, but I don't mind getting Bob Gibson off the board. So Bob Gibson.
Oh,
Good
pick.
pick, Steven. Before
Fantastic.
we continue, Jackson, what did you not like about my Walter Johnson pick? I need you to tell me. What did you not like?
No,
about
I just didn't hear you at first.
Okay.
Because-
I'm about to throw you in the fire.
Your mic keeps
Jackson-
going out on my end for some reason.
Let me-
Nah,
let me-
just get better Wi-Fi. Get better Wi-Fi.
Let me tell you, Jackson. Y'all all, Pat, you are on the wrong side of the rivalry, Jackson. You were on the very wrong side. You took a Dodgers pitcher, man. You're forgetting about the Red Sox legend who posted almost 400 career wins during his time with the Red Sox. And the most amazing accolade of all of his accomplishments that he finished in the top 10 in 3 of the most deafening statistics when it comes to MLB pitching. He had the 3rd best WAR in MLB history, finished 9th in all-time wins, and finished top 3 in strikeouts with over 4,600 career strikeouts. Roger Clemens, welcome to the team.
Thank you, Andrew.
And I'm not going to
Beautiful.
waste any time. I'm going to flip the side on the right.
Steroids.
Hey,
Roger Clemens?
But yeah, it is. It's controversial. It's controversial.
It is
Hey,
controversial.
hey, if
You
I'm
said
going,
Barry Bonds shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
yeah.
Roger
Yeah,
Clemens
yeah.
did steroids too.
Hey, but we're
Give
not
me
talking about
the
talent.
He's a
I'm aware of
pitcher.
that. Nobody
Yeah,
said he didn't. Nobody
We're
said he
talking about
didn't.
talent, though. We're talking about talent now. No,
Dude,
he has a talent.
Steven, what's your
Whether
pick?
hold on. It's my
Andrew still
pick,
got a
buddy.
pick.
I
But
can't
first of
even
all,
hear anything these two are saying.
I took
calm
I
down.
took
we
Barry
can
Bonds.
hear him perfectly fine.
I
You have
took
a
Barry
broken computer,
Bonds
dude.
as my first overall pick in the 2010s decade, even though I said he shouldn't be in a Hall of Famer. And I'm about to do the same because also in my 2010s decade draft, I took the best pitcher in the 2010s era, a guy that somebody
you're
in our
up.
last episode said, I'm up, Jackson. A guy that somebody in our last episode
Steven
said
just picked?
should not.
Andrew gets back-to-back picks, bud. He has
God
a number
dang,
one pick.
Jackson.
Oh,
The
wait,
guy
yeah,
who
he
created,
does.
the guy who
He does.
used the wheel
I'm
did not
literally
get his picks
picking
down.
right now.
Okay, yeah, Andrew, go.
I'm
sorry,
picking right
I
now.
keep hearing chatter. I just keep hearing muffle when Andrew speaks.
Well, let me talk because everybody else can hear me. The best pitcher in the 2010 era, who someone in our last episode said shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because of his postseason status. I think that's blasphemy. Clayton Kershaw, welcome to the 3-hole, baby.
That's
Let's
pretty
go.
good.
I am eating right now.
Back-to-back, you took my picks, man.
Dang, he's
I
in
do have to
highway
point out-
robbery.
I do have to point out. Andrew, I know you said I'm gonna make this quick, but I know you said last episode Jake mentioned our brother, that Clayton Kershaw. I do have to make a side note here. He wanted Jake knows baseball, but I need to let him know that was a flat out joke by him. He didn't mean that seriously. He didn't know what we needed the hot takes for, so he just threw out a stupid comment. But he says next time we do a hot take segment, he's coming out with heat. I see that disclaimer out there.
Okay, I respect it. It makes me feel better, honestly.
Is it me now?
No, it's
Steven's
me.
Yeah.
All right. So, So this one's going to be kind of interesting because, and listen, in my opinion, the man is one of the best pitchers in the game. But it's also a guy that doesn't get noticed about being one of the best pitchers in the game, and it's also kind of biased because I'm a Braves fan. And we talk about me being old. My granddad was watching this guy carve up hitters back in the day in the 60s and 70s. He also pitched with the Braves in the 80s. My dad also believes that he's just an incredible pitcher. Not sure if he's got a Cy Young awards or anything. If he doesn't, that's insane to me because we're talking about Phil Niekro.
Yep. Good pick.
Oh, dude, great. Dude, that's a pick I had.
Fantastic pick.
That's a great
Phil
pick.
Niekro. So, like I said,
Nutties.
incredible player. The man has a career. I just had his stats pulled up. Let me get 2 seconds. A career 95 WAR, 318 wins, a career 335 ERA. He was he was one of the best pitchers of all time. You can't talk about pitchers of all time without mentioning Phil Niekro's name.
His statue's
Yeah,
not
of course.
outside of Truist Park for no reason.
You're not wrong.
All right, who's up?
Me.
To me?
It's me.
All right, Jackson. Let's
All
go.
right, go ahead, Puis.
See how you're gonna mess this up.
I'm not gonna mess this up.
You don't seem confident at all.
Yeah, he does not. He does not like his team at all. He's
I'm
in
not gonna
shambles.
mess
No,
this
I
up,
I
guys.
love my team actually. And I want to say rest in peace to this guy. Honestly, one of the best pitchers you're talking about. You can't talk about one of the best pitchers without this guy. Give me Tom Seaver. Mets.
Mm.
That was gonna be my pick.
That was gonna be
Very
my
good.
pick too,
Very
Jackson.
good.
Give me Tom Seaver.
You took my pick, man.
Big.
I respect it though.
So
I want to ask if somebody's
Casey's
off the
up.
board because I can't remember if someone's taking him or not, but I don't want to do that just in case.
Let's. Is it my pick now?
It's my pick and then it's your pick.
Okay. Let's
Andrew-
wait till after my pick.
You took a Toronto beloved, Roger Clemens, in one of your picks. I'm taking another Toronto beloved. Give me Roy Halladay.
Roger Clemens is more known for his time in Boston.
Oh, I know, but he's also a Toronto beloved.
Well, I know that. I'm just saying.
He had
like,
one of his best seasons in Toronto.
That's true,
And so
that's
did-
true.
And so did Roy Halladay.
That's true. Okay. Good pick.
No.
Who you got, Johnny boy?
All right. Well, my dad, him and I were talking about this, and I was just because I wanted to do some research on some other pitchers, and I was like, well, who's someone you remember from back in the day? And he said Fernando Valenzuela, absolutely carved up,
Dodgers legend. Too.
Cy Young winner, rookie of the year, 6-time All-Star, World Series winner, Gold Glove. His win-to-loss ratio, not the greatest, he still was positive, but still, he threw nasty stuff. That's all my dad could talk about. He was just nasty, and it was a guy you're looking out for. Seriously, it is.
Great pick, John. I respect it.
Well,
Oh, it's
T-Mar,
back
you
to
get-
me.
No, John gets back-to-back picks.
Oh, he does get back to back. Yeah, you're right.
Gosh, you guys have put me in a
I feel like
gosh.
I feel like the guy that I want has already been taken. So I'm
You
gonna.
guys have put me in a tight squeeze because I originally planned to have some
brother.
relievers
Sorry,
in here.
John.
Yeah, I know, but I know.
That's a good
'cause
spot to be.
I have all these stats pulled up, and you guys might flame me for this. You gotta have a young arm in there, don't you? You always gotta have a young arm, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you always have a young arm.
You're gonna
Where's
go
this
off,
going?
aren't you?
Where's this going?
I don't. No, hold on, Steven. Just calm down, buddy. I don't
I see
think
it
I'm
coming.
taking your guy. I don't think I'm taking your guy. Obviously, once was with Atlanta, traded to Detroit. Just give me Tariq Skubal.
Oh.
I love him.
Oh,
Dude.
oh,
I love
I
Tariq
like-
Skubal.
I like it. That's actually
Okay,
interesting.
I
No, I like
appreciate.
it.
Hey, look, man, you appreciate the guys that are playing in the game right now.
Yeah, have to. I mean, seriously,
Hey,
after
buddy.
that Jimmy threw today, obviously.
It's funny
but-
because when you said young, I'm thinking like, okay, we're picking a pitcher that pitched past the 2011.
Dude, I thought he was going Paul
I'm
Paul
talking
Scott or
like-
something.
I'm talking like very, very young arm right now. I mean, well, he's been in the league
Hey.
since I
Hey,
can't remember.
Look,
But
by the end of his career,
2019.
by the end of his
Yeah.
career, we're gonna look back at Skubal as one of the most dominant pitchers in this era. So
Sure.
No,
Sure.
of course.
All
And,
right,
I don't
Jason.
hate the pick. Oh, it is my pick.
just I'm gonna go back to the drawing board, fellas.
I think I'm going with. I think I'm going with another 2000s legend.
Okay. Not my guy.
For the new, and in honor of Jackson, this horrible accident, the New York Yankees. Give me Mariano Rivera.
That was better than
That's a
Jackson's.
closing
For
pitcher.
relief pitcher. Relief, we're
Oh,
going
wait, I
starter.
was looking at my relief list. I'm sorry. I was looking at my relief list.
Oh,
Dang it, 'cause-
oh,
sorry.
okay.
I had him down because I thought we were doing relievers originally. Sorry, y'all. Do I want to go to? Okay, hang on. Now I'm at a.
Dude, I
tie
wish
with
we
you.
could do some relievers. Seriously, like
We
I
might be able
have-
to.
We might.
Sorry,
Yeah, we
I
might- that's why I
I
give my
forgot
honorable
he was on
mention,
my
man.
list.
We got time.
You know what? Give me I'm gonna take an arm that's still pitching right now. Give me Justin Verlander.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Steven, I did it again. I'm sorry, man.
Steven, was this the guy you thought I was going to take?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. I was nowhere close, but still, I was just like, is this really like who?
Oh,
Well,
man,
hey.
dude. Listen,
Hang on.
Jace, great pick, man.
Hey,
3
I
Cy
was-
Youngs, 2022, 2019, 2011. Obviously, the career stats speak for himself. The man's incredible.
I'm sorry,
3
I didn't do it
no-hitters
again,
in his
Steven.
career.
Yep.
I am up.
Yeah, and
You
that's why
said-
none of us are excited.
So
Sorry,
I'm gonna
Steven,
go
man.
with a guy who also plays today.
Ah,
Also a 3-time Cy Young,
this,
3-time
yeah.
All-Star. He got to 3,000 strikeouts faster than Verlander.
Yeah.
Yep, take him.
Max Scherzer.
Good
Mad
pick.
Max
Good pick.
Scherzer.
Good pick.
Yeah,
That-
that was
yeah,
gonna be my guy.
That's what
No,
I
I gotta
was
sit
choosing
there.
between.
Oh, I gotta think for a minute here.
I was choosing between Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer. So good pick.
Well,
I already have my last pick, and I don't think any of y'all are going to take this guy.
Dude, I am in a
Oh, man.
jam for my last pick. I am in such a jam.
I
Tariq
think-
Skubal was a really big surprise, though.
I think I know who I'm going.
I said it was
Okay,
going to be a surprise. I
so-
love Tariq Skubal.
All 3 Braves pitchers are not off the list yet, right? Greg Maddux is off. Tom Glavine is off.
it's Phil Negro.
Yeah.
John Smoltz is not off the board yet, so
Nope.
I'm gonna go ahead and be the guy that takes him off the board.
John Smoltz, I like it. Good
John
pick.
Smoltz, obviously, God, I'm going really Braves here. It really sucks. I feel like I'm being biased, but he was one of the big threes for a reason. In the '90s, there's a reason that they were called the big three. They were all incredible, and the longevity of his career. I don't have his stats pulled up in front of me, but obviously John Smoltz
Absolutely.
is a Hall of Famer for a reason.
I respect the pick, Steve. I really do.
All right.
So that goes to you.
back-to-back picks for
Jackson.
me.
No,
so
that goes to Andrew.
Oh yeah, Andrew. Yeah, okay.
So-
Yeah.
this might be a little dumb Jackson moment here for a minute, but I cannot remember, and I'm gonna be genuinely surprised if his name has not been taken yet. But I cannot remember anyone saying, "Is Nolan Ryan still here?"
I drafted
Yeah.
him with my
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, Nolan's gone.
Okay,
Ryan pick.
I figured because I was gonna be baffled if he wasn't. I just cannot for the life of me remember hearing his name. Another name I can't remember hearing, but I think might have been taken already is a Steve Carlton. Is he off the board?
No.
No.
Steve Carlton's not taken?
Nope.
I hate drafting a Philadelphia Phillies player, but the fact that he dominated 3 different decades and like his longevity is honestly insane. 24 seasons of pure consistency, finished with I think an ERA just below 3.20, which for 22 seasons is honestly insane to me. So yeah, Steve Carlton, hate that you're a Philadelphia Philly, but you're welcome to my team anytime. Now for my last pick, I am in kind of a pickle because there's 3 different names that is circling my mind because I have another guy like Kurt Schilling. Not saying that's my pick, but I'm just saying he had a very long and consistent career, over 3,000 strikeouts during his 20-year career. You have Jim Palmer, which I don't know too much about, but my dad loved him growing up, pitching the 70s and the 80s. Roy Halladay. Ooh,
Roy Halladay was already drafted.
Oh, was he? Sorry.
Yeah, he's on my team. He's on my team.
Yeah, unlike
Yeah.
the decades draft, I haven't been crossing out the names, so it's really throwing me off.
Yeah, I haven't either. I'm in a pickle right now. I'm trying to find my final
Do I
pitcher.
want Kurt Schilling or Jim Palmer?
Steve
Take your pick,
Carlton
man.
is going to be my last pick, but
I'm trying to compare. You know what? I gotta do Kurt Schilling as my last pick.
Andrew!
The fact that he finished his career with a 2.23 ERA throughout 20 seasons with 19 career playoff starts included in all of that is, and he had 19 career playoff starts and pitched a 2.06 ERA throughout the entire playoffs, including the World Series, and finished with 3 championships, man. That dude is a winner. Yeah, Kurt Schilling for my last pick, I'm very satisfied with.
I was thinking long and hard of who my last pick was going to be, and that's who I had in mind, and now I have to think of someone else. So thanks, Andrew.
Hey, long and hard in baseball.
brother.
Steven.
Listen, you gotta give me a couple of minutes here. It's my last.
I think Steven, yeah, we're stuck here, man.
I am really stuck here when it comes to finding this last pitcher that I'm gonna take off the board.
I know who I'm going with. I have it in mind.
I know who I'm going with.
Oh man,
Let me
You
do
have
some
me
research.
stuck,
Let me do some
stuck,
research here. This
stuck.
sucks.
Yeah, I had to compare
we doing-
Steve. I had to
Steven, we
compare
doing some
Steve and
research.
Kurt's. Yeah, I had to compare Steve and Kurt's stats. Not Stephen Kurt, Kurt Schilling and Palmer's stats because I was very, very in the mix for both of those pitchers, but I just went with the lowest.
Oh
ERA,
man.
so.
Steven, you got me good with Nuckies, Mr. Nuckies, dude. You got me so good with him. I thought nobody's gonna take him.
Dude, look at that start. I know it's kind of flipped right now, but Lord, that starting rotation is.
We're gonna go in reverse order for relief and closing.
No,
Okay, so let's. I can only do.
Don't switch up the order.
Jackson, you're the third guy. You're going in the same place regardless.
I know, but it's only fair if you go in reverse order.
How is that fair?
So
When has that ever been a
John
thing?
should get the first relief pick.
Oh, you
So,
know what? I'm
okay.
fine with that. Go with it.
I'm
Here's my
about
last
to follow
pick.
my relief
It's
picks.
also a guy that pitches. He does pitch now. He's a guy that, in my opinion, his like the majority of his career and the peak of his career was early on. It was, he pitched in the 2000s, and then like in the 2011s, that's when he really hit his stuff. He really hit his stride. Like at age 30, All-Star, 2015 All-Star, 2017, 2018, 2019, all All-Star seasons. Obviously, the older he gets, the less that he's becoming more consistent, and but he's also a guy that just you can't read emotion off of on the mound either. That's the one thing I remember about him. Anytime he pitches against the Braves, I'm gonna go Zach Greinke.
Dude, I had him on my list. That was a guy that I really wanted because it was a guy that I was able to watch myself. But yeah, that's a great pick.
Zach Greinke has been everywhere in the United States and Canada. Wait, no, not Canada. I'm stupid. United States. Yeah, I don't
Yes,
want
you
to
are.
say
I'm
Canada.
glad you admitted it.
Wait, so just a quick disclaimer. For the relief and closing, are we only doing one relief pitcher and one closing
Yeah.
pitcher? Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because all right,
His
I'm down to my pick, my final pick for my starting pitcher. It's between two guys. Just to let you know, it's like throwback. Yeah, this is like, yeah, give me.
Hey, buddy, this is your chance to use the bathroom or get a snack if you're watching because Jackson's taking his sweet time.
You know what? Give me Jim Palmer. Why not? Give me Jim Palmer.
Okay, I
Jim
like that
Palmer.
pick. I like
I'm
that
so
pick.
defeated.
Yeah, we're not gonna have time to do relief closing. We are.
We
Yeah,
can.
we are.
We
we
can
can
just
squeeze
wrap-
this
If we
in.
go quick,
We can
go
squeeze
quick.
this
10
in.
minutes.
Let's go, John.
We're good.
Let's go.
It's my pick. It's my pick.
Oh, Joe.
Rats.
Yeah, give me a 2-time Cy Young winner, a 4-time All-Star in the 2000s. I don't care. He was a Met at one point. He's a dominant Minnesota Twin. Yohan Santana.
Okay.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice.
All right.
And now it's just
Let's
me
go.
rounded out. Hey,
Yeah,
the
you
man
get 2
himself. The man himself, Cy Young.
Oh.
Cy Young.
Cy Young.
He
It was
has an
either
MLB
gonna be
record.
Cy Young or Ty Cobb, but I was like, Jim
Dude,
Palmer
the reason
seems
I
more
didn't want to
dominant.
pick, because listen, man, yes, Cy Young, stat wise, one of the best pitchers of all
Yeah.
time. But you're
That's what I'm
also
going off
pitching
of
against
stats.
guys like with the Babe Ruth swing. Here, all
I
right,
know.
here we go.
A bunch of warehouse
Yeah. Oh,
workers.
shorty, step up
Oh,
to the
what a
plate.
day in the ballpark it was!
Saki
Hey.
McGee up to the plate.
Hey,
All right,
MLB
let's-
record 5-11 wins though. What
And
you
the
know?
Brooklyn Dodgers. Win.
He has an award named after for a reason. All right, we got about 9 more minutes of this podcast. John,
Done.
if you want to go ahead and lead us off. Who's your reliever, man?
What? John gets one more starter, right?
No,
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 I'm
he's
that was
full.
his final starter.
I'm full.
Okay.
Yeah. If we're going reliever, I mean, honestly,
Relief and closer.
we're gonna do both at once.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Well,
relief
you-
and close.
No, one. You get one pick. You get a relief and a closer.
So am I picking both at the same time?
No, just one.
And then we
Oh,
go
okay.
back around.
Okay. I mean, for relief, shout out to my boy Chad Bradford, with Moneyball. But I think I'm just gonna stick with old Craig Kimbrell.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, I was gonna go Craig Kimbrell too. I was gonna go
Yeah,
Craig Kimbrell
dude,
too.
it's Craig Kimbrell. Like it's
Chase, you might
undeniable.
have just gotten the steal of the draft.
Over this guy?
Hey, let me restart. So I wasn't paying attention. Are we doing reliever and closer at the same time or no?
No, just one.
Okay, well,
Like you choose one.
I'm gonna restart. From the New York Yankees. Give me let me confirm that's what I want to do. Actually, hang on. No, I am Mariano Rivera.
I was about to say, if nobody takes him,
I had to
there's no
confirm.
way
I had it. I'm going Mariano Rivera. So okay, reliever out of the way.
All right, Jackson.
All right. There's a lot of guys on this list.
Oh, come on, let's go. We're on time. Come on, let's go.
I already know off the top of my head who I'm going with, man.
I don't even know on the top of my head. Hold on. Give me. All right. Give me closing pitcher. Give me Trevor Hoffman.
Oh, you're going close.
You gonna close
Trevor
first?
Hoffman.
Okay.
I was gonna take Trevor for my relief pitcher.
Yeah. He is my relief.
You just
said
said
closer. Because he was also a closer at one point.
Yeah,
so
he's
you
both. I'm putting him at my relief.
Okay.
Okay. Who's next?
Be me. I'm not even gonna preface it. It's Dennis Eckersley.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang it, man. Okay. All right, so I guess it's my turn now.
Rivera?
This is really tough. I don't want to take too much time, but he did play for Atlanta for a small incy-bincy bit of his career.
Oh,
Billy.
I know. I think I know.
Billy Wagner. Billy Wagner.
Yep.
His rookie year was the
Yep.
same year the Braves won the World Series with the Astros, I believe. Might have been the Phillies. I can't
The
remember which one he started out with.
Trastros.
But give me Billy Wagner for my relief pitcher.
Good pick.
Very nice.
All right,
I guess I could.
I think I know who I'm going closer. It's not my pick, but I think I know who I'm going closer.
Yeah, I guess I'm
Jackson,
going to
if
get.
Jackson doesn't
Yeah.
take him.
Well, I guess I'm going to get my closer now.
It's Andrew's turn.
Okay, so I was going to take Trevor Hoffman as my
He's already
closer
picked.
as well. Fingers would have been a good closer. Dennis would have been a good closer, but just not. I don't know. I kind of want to do this just to piss Jackson off. I was going to go Lee Smith, but give me the Cardinal legend Bruce Sutter for my closer because I know Jackson was going to take him, and that's why
That actually wasn't going to be my pick.
Hey, he was the creator of what they call the split finger fastball, for those who don't know.
Yep.
And they have like that displayed in his Hall of Fame case, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, 134 ERA as a closer. Give me Bruce.
Ooh, Brucey.
All righty, so I did pick Dennis Eckersley as like.
Dude, I was just
are we
looking
gonna?
at his stats.
Are we doing this? Like, is he a closer or a reliever?
Well, he could have been both because he did play
Either
both.
or. He
positions.
can rotate, yeah.
Either or.
A reliever
He
can be a closer.
rotates.
Either or.
Because a lot of relievers have closed during their time, and vice versa.
Yeah,
I got my guy. I got my closer.
I got my
I
guy.
got my guy.
I think it's your pick, Steven. I think.
All right, yeah, I'm
It is.
looking through it. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the guy that you mentioned, and I don't think he's off the board yet. Did you? I'm sorry, Andrew. I didn't listen to your Raleigh Fingers.
No, I took Billy Wagner for my relief pitcher, but Bruce Sutter was my closing pitcher. I think Fingers already been
Suter.
taken though.
No, he hasn't. Fingers
Wait,
hasn't been
it's Suter?
Suter.
I thought it was Sutter.
Yeah,
Anyways.
Fingers
Sorry,
hasn't been
disrespect.
taken.
Okay, then yeah, you're good. You're gonna take
All right,
Fingers.
so I'll take Fingers off the board.
I know how you like your
Fingers.
fingers, Steven.
Fingers.
Whoa, buddy.
There are three guys.
Pick one.
There are three guys. It's
Okay.
between Lee Smith,
Dude, just
Kenley
pick.
Jansen, and
Oh.
Jonathan Papelbon.
See, Lee Smith was going to be my pick, but I took Bruce just to make you mad.
Hey, we do have under 4 minutes, Jackson. So, if
So-
you
Yeah,
want to say
Jackson.
your
I
pick-
got my pick in the pipeline. Let's
I do too.
let's go,
I
man.
do too.
Give me the guy who had more saves in half of the innings he pitched, Mr. Jonathan Papelbon. Give me Jonathan Papelbon.
You could have said that name in like 30 seconds.
Hey, I'm glad that y'all haven't taken him off the board yet. One of the most electric closers in recent history, not too recent, but recent.
Yes, sir.
Not A-Rod, but known as K-Rod. Francisco
Oh.
Rodriguez with 437 saves. Angels legend.
I like that pick.
All right, I mean,
I think it's you,
All
John.
right, and the final pick,
Time.
John.
no
Mr.
final
Irrelevant?
pick. Who's Mr. Irrelevant? Well, he's kind of got a funny name, but Joe Nathan.
Two
Joe
first names,
Nathan is
son.
actually really solid closing
Two first
pitcher.
names, son.
Oh no, but like, dude, yeah, I know. Joe Nathan. What's the name?
Alrighty.
Hey, Joe
Yeah,
Nathan,
I'm
what's going
surprised
on?
nobody chose Aroldis Chapman.
I did see that.
There's too many good
I would rather
options
have
out there.
K-Rod. I would
But
rather have K-Rod.
Papelbon was up there. So.
I'd rather
But
K-Rod.
Andrew, you wanna close out the episode?
Well, guys, so if of course we don't have enough time to each go over our lineups, but you're more than welcome. We'll definitely be posting a poll for you guys to vote as to which had the best team. My name is spelled Andrew. If you want to know which one to
John
click.
John.
But I do want to thank Johnny Boy for coming on the show, man. What a beautiful asset, man. No other
thanks,
dude to share his dinger with than John Howley himself. We love
Thanks,
you, man.
guys. I
Any
appreciate
closing
you
thoughts
having me
before we head out? Any closing thoughts?
on. St. Louis and Kentucky and Penn Stat all suck.
Hey,
Hey,
That's my
good
closing
way to
statement.
round
What's
the
up,
episode.
John? Can't say it better
But
myself.
again, John, thank you so much for joining the show.
Oh, thank you. No, seriously, thank you for having me on.
Hey,
Hey,
if
the
y'all
honors
have
ours,
like and
man.
subscribe, if y'all are watching this on YouTube, like and subscribe down below. We actually recently just hit 100 subs, so hopefully we can continue that going on. Remember to follow the Instagram. We're almost to 100 followers on there. Stay tuned for future content. And for Andrew, Chase, and our special guest, John. Dinger Dude.
So
And we will see you next week. Next Sunday.
Triple flat right to John Howley. It was an
guys.
honor, man. It was an